So during the post-production and production stages of Scratch the movie, we used a lot of technologies and softwares. During the production stages, we used the hardware, which is not technically technology, but during the editing stages especially, we used quite a lot of softwares to help us achieve the final cut. The technology that we used was After Effects. We used that to create the ident, but with the ident we also used Photoshop to create the logo. We were given the standard animation from the college to create the ident, but we decided to change the colours and turn down the saturation so it's black and white to add to the whole airiness and add to the mood of our thriller and horror genre. We also used After Effects to create the title credits. We wanted to keep them very simple because anything too bold would be out of place and it would take away, it would distract the audience from what's going on in the film. We didn't want to distract the audience from that by having very bold and very animated title credits, so we had a simple fade in and fade out. We used ClipGrab, SoundCloud and YouTube to find our sounds, and the sound was really difficult because it was hard to find music which fit in with our genre and added to the whole suspense and the eeriness of our title sequence. As well as using Photoshop for the logo for the ident, we also used it for Scratch, the main title. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get the font onto After Effects because the original font was too comedic looking and it didn't really fit in place, so we thinned it out on Photoshop and we did a simple dip to black and dip out instead of having some crazy animation. Although we would have liked to have an animation for the main titles, we weren't able to do that, and any other font kind of looked out of place. We used the fonts to find the fonts. We found quite a few, but most of them didn't really fit in and they didn't seem right. Sounds to put in was the phone vibrations and the typing, because you had to sync it exactly to how she was typing and when the messages were coming in. But other than that, we were able to create as I said, the sound was really hard to get to fit in, and we also faced some troubles with what we wanted it to sound like and what kind of music we wanted in it. Final bit of technology that we used, and probably the most important piece of technology that we used, was Premiere Pro, because with that we wouldn't be able to make the film. Other than maybe After Effects, because what's a title sequence without any titles, right? But with Premiere Pro we were able to mess around with the effects, and some popular feedback that we got from our audience was the overlay of the two clips in the forest, and lots of people liked that because it added to the whole dreamscape. We were also able to clearly contrast the dreamscape and actual reality with the use of color grading and filters. So in the dreamscape sequence we had really dark colors, so we played around with the saturation and the vibrance, and we added filters. And with the reality half of it, and with the reality half of it, we turned up the brightness so it would seem more brighter and it would connote like innocence and joy.